In this tutorial, we're going to find text, replace text, we're going to go to different parts of your Word document, and we're also going to look up kind of weird symbols. They've got a whole section in Word on the dinosaur ones. We're also going to learn how to insert and format text, paragraphs, and sections, and then at the end, we're even going to cover some tricky line spacing options. So in this section of your exam, a big important skill for you to know is how to quickly navigate through different parts of your Word document. So I'm going to show you one way to do that. In the first task here, it says in the dinosaur facts section, we're going to clear all formatting from the paragraph that starts with when someone discovers. So we have to locate that first dinosaur facts section, and you have to do it really quickly. So I'm going to show you a little shortcut, us there really quickly. You're going to press F5, make sure your insertion point is somewhere in your document, and then press F5. That's going to bring up the go-to feature in Word, and then I can choose section from here, and then just type in dinosaur facts, and then I can click go to, and it takes us right to where we need to go. So if someone tries to tell you on your exam that you can't use shortcuts, just call them an old dinosaur and tell them they don't know what they're talking about. I think some teachers will tell you that you can't use shortcuts on the exam because older versions of these exams wouldn't let you. But the newer versions like 2016 and 2019 will definitely let you use shortcuts, and they're kind of encouraged at this point. So take advantage of that. If you have to go to or find a certain place in your document, click in the document and then press F5, and that'll bring up the go-to feature, and you can look for pages, sections, lines, bookmarks, things like that. So now we're here with this paragraph that starts with the sentence when someone discovers. We want to take away the formatting. Maybe we changed our mind. Maybe we thought it looked cool at the time, but not so much anymore. So I'm going to just quickly select this whole paragraph. And then in the Home tab, there's like this little eraser icon, and that is the clear all formatting button. So I'm just going to click on that once. It's going to get rid of the formatting that we had, and it kind of makes the text look normal the way it should. So sort of like the last task, in this second task in this project, we're going to locate something in our document. We've come up with this nickname for paleontologists, paleos, but then we want to replace it with paleontologist because if you ever had to present this, a real paleontologist might not appreciate that nickname. So we want to find all instances of it in our document and replace it with the actual paleontologist job title. So the way you would do that really quick, again, just use the same shortcut as last time. Click somewhere inside of the document, press F5 on your keyboard, and then this time, instead of the Go To tab, we want to go to the Replace tab, and then in the Find What box, we're going to type our little nickname that we came up with, Paleos, and then replace it with Paleontologist. Okay, and be careful with the wording here. You might quickly rush to click the Replace button, but the task is asking us to replace all instances of the words. And here we go. And there's only one replacement anyway, but just in case, you don't want to lose a mark for clicking the wrong replace button. So we'll press OK and then close. For this third task, we're actually going to locate a phrase in our document, and then we're going to alter its formatting. So again, you're going to use that shortcut, and I encourage you to use it on your timed exam just to save you some time so you can get to the task that might take a little bit longer. So we're going to click somewhere inside of our document and then press F5, and we want to look for something. So we'll go to the Find tab, and we want to say find what, Microsoft guy, and then we'll do find next, or just find. And there it is right at the bottom of our page. We can just close that dialog box. And then now that we've got this highlighted, we can add our formatting. So like I was saying in the last tutorial, style sets are in the Design tab, styles are in the Home tab. So we want to add the intense emphasis style, and that's right here. Sometimes it's hard to see because it's hidden in the gallery. So you might have to open this gallery up in the Home tab in the Styles group and just kind of look for a few depending on which style you're asked to add to text. But we've got this intense emphasis one, so we're going to choose that. And there it is, YouTube Microsoft guy. Yeah, right. Maybe one day. Anyways, that's how you'd complete that third task. So now we're going to try to locate a heading and try to put a continuous break in front of it. And when it comes to locating a heading, ignore what I told you about the F5 key on your keyboard. When you're locating headings, it's a little bit weird in Word that it's easier to find headings using the Find feature. So in the editing group here in the Home tab, so I'll just do that. I'll click Find. And then because if we press the F5 one, you'd have to type out the full name of the heading. And because we have a really long heading, it'll help us get to the heading quicker if we just use this one that opens the navigation pane. And then that way I don't have to type the whole thing out. Watch this. So I'm going to start typing. What is the most? And then it already takes us right to our heading. Whereas the F5 shortcut, you'd have to type out the whole thing or it wouldn't take you there. So just keep that in mind. So the navigation pane will take us right to where we need to go without having to type out this lengthy heading name. So I'm gonna, with my insertion point here, I'm gonna close this navigation pane and then do what it's asking me, which is to insert a continuous break. Now, what this will do, if you ever want to create sections in your Word document, it's sort of like a hamburger or a sandwich. You have to create two continuous breaks in between the text that you want to section off. So the text would be kind of like the meat of the sandwich, and the two continuous breaks on either side would be the buns of the sandwich or hamburger or whatever you eat. So we've already got one here at the bottom of this section. See, there's a section break there, and then we're going to add another one in. The exam would probably get you to create a section, but that would take too long to create two continuous section breaks. So they just get you to create one where there's already one set up. So we're going to do that here. We're just going to click on the layout tab. So in this layout tab, in the page setup group here, we'll click the breaks drop arrow. We'll just click continuous break in the section break group here. And then you should see that there's a section break that comes before this heading, which is exactly what we're supposed to do. And now we've created a section. So speaking about locating things in your document, I think it took me 20 minutes to locate the T-Rexes that you see in the instructions here. And that's just because inserting symbols in Microsoft Word is a little bit weird. So I'm going to show you how to do it so you don't waste that much time on your exam. So the way you would do that, and yours are going to look a little bit different than mine are, but I'll show you why in a second. But we'll get to inserting these. So if you're asked to insert weird symbols like these on your exam, the first place you would go is the Insert tab, and then all the way to the right of that ribbon to insert a symbol. Now mine's right here, but you're not going to be that lucky. It's going to be something you have to actually search for. So we'll go to More Symbols, and then then you have to pick out what kind of font group these are in. So it'll tell you in the task. So it'll say something like, this will be the font type that it'll be. Then you just have to kind of look it up. This is the Sego UI emoji. So we've got that one. And then you just type in the code here, the character code, which they'll also give you in the task. So just type in the code, and then it should highlight whatever the code is referring to. And this one, it's like a T-Rex looking one. There's other dinosaurs there, but that's the one I went with. So I'm going to click enter, and there we have it. We've got our symbol. It's a weird symbol. I don't know when you'd ever use these kind of symbols. Maybe if you were designing like kids birthday party invitations or something like that. If yours looks a little bit different than the one I have,